Alrighty, here is number 4. So the first thing I look for is, well, I factor first. So I've got x minus 2 over x plus 4 over x minus 2 times x plus 2. So I do have a common factor here. This x minus 2 is a common factor, so that's going to cancel out, but that tells me that I have a whole, and the whole, the x value is 2. And then my simplified form is x plus 4 over x plus 2. So when I plug that 2 in there, that's going to give me 6 over 4, which is 3/2. So this is the whole on my graph. My roots, I do not use the 2. I'm only using from the simplified version. So I only have 1, and it's at -4. My vertical asymptote, x equals -2. Tangent-C togetherness, no, there's not squared in the numerator or denominator, so there is none. Horizontal asymptote, they are tied, so it is y equals 1. And since I have a horizontal asymptote, I cannot have a slant asymptote because it can't be tied and 1 degree higher in the numerator at the same time. Y-intercept is going to be at 0, 2. Okay. I think y'all are doing okay picking the parts. Like I think that most of that's a review from Algebra 2 anyway, so I think you're good on that stuff. All right, so then I got to look at my number line. So on my number line, I put my roots and my vertical asymptote. So my vertical asymptote's at -2. The only oops, doing that backwards. Guess -4 goes on the left. Okay, let me start over. I have to put the -4 and then the -2. So -4 for my root and then the -2 for my asymptote. Okay, so if I plug in a -5, that's going to give me negative over negative, which is positive. If I plug in a -3, that's going to give me positive over negative, which is negative. And if I plug in like a 0, it's going to give me positive over positive, which is positive. Okay. So that gives me an idea of what's going on. That will help me with the graphing process over here. So I will start with my vertical asymptote, which is at -2. And then I have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 1. Okay. And then it would be best for you if you pause the video right now and tried to get the graph drawn on there, and then come back and check yourself. That would be a good thing to do. All right, so then the next thing I want to plot some points here. So my y-intercept, which is at 0, 2, that's an important point. And then my root, which is at -4. And then on this one, I have one more thing that's important here, and that's that whole. My whole is at 2 3/2. So here's 2. 3/2 is 1.5, so it's about right here. So I'm going to put my whole in there and make sure I don't draw through that. All right, so I know that from negative infinity to -4, it's positive. And it is possible that it could be, over this asymptote, but we don't necessarily know that, so we're just going to go with probably not. And then down to -2, so it's going to look something like this. Then it becomes negative, comes down, oops, well, it doesn't arc in like that. It's a problem I have on this board. I can't get myself angled the right way. It doesn't jump there either, but I think that's the best you're going to get out of me right now. And then there is no togetherness. So if I'm going down to -infinity here, I can't come up this way. So plus I know that from -2 to positive infinity that it is positive. So I'm going to start up here. I'm going to come down through this point. I go through where that point belongs and end up like this. There, well, I'll just make my point bigger. There you go. If I make this one bigger, it'll make it look better too. If I was using a pencil on a piece of paper, I could fix those things, which is what I would expect of you. Yours should always look better than mine. Okay, and there is number 4.